I mean, you can get upset about it, but regenerative farming has been gouging people since forever. You got Gabe Brown sitting on a dais next to Laura Dern talking about regenerative agriculture and how regenerative production actually costs less than conventional production, and yet I gotta pay 80% more for non-GMO feeds than for conventional ones? You're gonna have to excuse me for this next part because I'm about to cuss a lot. Regenerative agriculture does not get to have it both ways. You don't get to claim that you're better for people on the planet, but then keep your products deliberately out of the hands and affordability of regular people. Bet not. Nobody in here be dead. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. A little history of regenerative agriculture. Regenerative agriculture, as we know it today, mostly started when a bunch of small farmers who were getting locked out of the conventional system decided that farmers need to do a better job of taking care of their soil and that farmers need to get paid better. Which is fine. Why are you in this bucket? I swear to God. But in the process, they created a marketing and economic message that is really only digestible to rich people, like the Whole Foods crowd. And regenerative agriculture has been catering to rich, guilty dummies ever since. So instead of figuring out how to scale up, how to get more acres under regenerative control, how to get past the small farming thing so that regenerative could go mainstream, no, they said it was easier to just market for rich people. Yep, they said, we're gonna keep rich people paying these high prices by making them feel special. You're paying 3 times the market price for things, not because the steak is 3 times better, but because you're saving the world. If everybody was as good and conscientious as you, the world would be such a better place. And that's the game. That's the grift when it comes to regenerative agriculture and small farming, especially small farming, because the two aren't necessarily the same. It's this impossible aspiration, right? The world would be a better place if everybody did what you're doing, but you're making sure by keeping your farm small, your operations limited, and your prices high, you're making sure that that aspiration never happens. It's like prosperity gospel applied to the goddamn agricultural sector. The entire small farming movement and all the NGOs that support those small farms, nonprofits and all that, they have metastasized around this bullshit. And me being a guy that grew up in 1980s and 90s Southeast Washington, D.C., hence the hat, I'm real sick of the implicit poor shaming that comes with that. I've been sick of it ever since I came into this industry and heard people like Dr. Daphne Miller go into Slow Food Journal and say, ultimately, the world is going to be divided into 2 kinds of people. The virtuous kind, who are willing and able to pay the price for producing food the right way and virtuously, and those who are just content to eat cheap crap. And so now, apparently as compelling of a speaker and writer as I am, I'm not invited to regenerative or sustainable agriculture conferences anymore because I say out loud, we can't feed cities of millions of people with small farms. It just doesn't work. We have to find a way to scale regenerative agriculture to feed everybody. Otherwise, this save the world with regenerative shtick, we're just masturbating. And regenerative agriculture is 100% responsible for its own messaging, its own laziness, and its disregard for people who aren't affluent. And the reason I might seem so bent out of shape about it is because you can draw a straight line from that elitism in regenerative agriculture to the inequality you see everywhere else. Rich people outcompeting regular people for everything that matters. Housing, education, healthcare, media, politicians. The same billionaires like Zuck, who are on their Hawaiian plantations developing these unique strains of $300 a pound Wagyu beef, are the same billionaires investing in these plant-based meat companies that say, you, regular guy, need to go vegan in order to save the planet. And you know who's really helping them do it? Regenerative agriculture and its marketing line that good meat can't be produced at scale. It's got to be a luxury that's only indulged in every so often. So, guess who's going to be eating up all the luxuries while you and I are stuck with borscht and polenta and Beyond Burgers, wondering why somehow diabetes and hypertension got worse. Food is the final frontier where rich people are going to try to take everything from us and turn this country into medieval Europe. So every time I see regenerative agriculture helping, I'm going to call it out, and I don't care how much of a dick it makes me look like.